Yeah, you're not in it. You're not in it. I'm just trying to show the, your cigarettes are. I'll have to tell people those aren't my smokes. This is a little bit of a vlog video. So I'm gonna show you some of just my haunts here. This restaurant's my favorite place. It's gonna be gone really, really soon. So it's kind of the funeral, final day, Mars and Taurus, that anaretic degree of Mars and Taurus, funereal, as it's still squaring Saturn by sign. Just waking up, getting into the day. Gonna go eat some food, drink some tea, no coffee from me. Eat lunch at my favorite restaurant. It's gonna be shut down in a couple of days. It's part of the Mars-Uranus North Node, Mars-Saturn square that we've just gone through. I talked to the owner and she said they unexpectedly were told they had to move because some developers paid for their property. So you're seeing it everywhere, this unexpected changes that happen. The dynamism of that fixed square, very difficult. I was there the other day and she said it's like a funeral. All of her customers are coming, it's like a funeral. So I've been going every day, it's like a funeral, you know. It's sad. Mars Saturn. Saturn signifies death. Mars can be similar. So just want to touch base in here too about some of the major things I'm looking at for the rest of the year. Some just major themes. And the big thing I want to point out to everyone is that Jupiter here will flow back into Pisces. You can see it now, 4 degrees Aries, and it's retrograding back. It's heading back toward Pisces. And it is 28 October that Jupiter comes back into Pisces here, right around 6, 7 in the morning in Central Europe. You can see it. And this is going to define the second half of the year in a major, major way, because we return to themes from the beginning of the year. We return to our Jupiter and Pisces story. And so some of the stories I'm looking at related to this are this Ukrainian counteroffensive, which is kicking up right now. This is from the 14th of August, 5 days ago. Looks like they're going into Kherson. This is a story from yesterday that there's attacks in Crimea from Ukraine. Of course, Crimea has been, I guess, politically with Russia since 2014, and that referendum that is, of course, criticized. But look where this is heading. It's building up now is the thing as Jupiter heads back into Pisces. The beginning of the year when this conflict started, Jupiter was in Pisces. And the big thing is that the Cuban Missile Crisis signature is Jupiter in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius. I've talked about that quite extensively. But we get a return to that energetic imprint of the Cuban Missile Crisis. So I think there will be a kind of a West-Russia, there's a possibility because of this, that there is a return to crisis in Ukraine and West versus Russia hitting another peak of intensity. Part of my personal Mars Saturn square story was these pillows just didn't work for me anymore. I was sleeping maybe less well than I'd like to. So now I'm doing pillowless sleeping now. It's been great. I've been sleeping like a baby. By the way, the next video I'm gonna make is on my lunar nodes. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a breakdown of how I look at the nodes. And I wanted to just point out, I was talking to a friend in Twitter DM. I'm not mentioning her name because I don't know if she'd want me to, but Venus is applying to the North Bending right now. It's heading right there to those middle degrees in Leo, and it's been very eclipsy. Of course, we had the Mars-Saturn square in the fixed axis with the North Bending and the nodes in that same axis, with the bendings and the nodes obviously in the fixed axis too. But there's just something about these nodes and how potent they are. My friend was saying, we were talking about like a DJ glitching a record. That's how reality just feels so tenuous. And so another friend, Cam White, you know, we have talked in an ongoing fashion, but just how literal the astrology has been since 2020. It's like we're living in this kind of literal recasting of the sky in our reality. And that's very nodal, that's very tripped out. So I'm gonna do a breakdown, I think, of what the nodes mean, what they are, and how to use them. And there's some cool example charts I've been looking at. All right, time to grab a shower, get dressed, head out to this restaurant, the funeral of my friend's restaurant. I've been eating there every day. I'm gonna eat again today for lunch. By the way, that oil pulling, it changed my life, changed my oral hygiene, really very much for the better. Saturn, powerful in Aquarius, only for a few more months. March 2023 it leaves, and Saturn can signify teeth, a lot of astrologers will tell you. So try it if you haven't ever, or research it first, not medical advice, but maybe you'll find that's useful for you. So just to check in with the Bitcoin chart, this is the other thing on my radar for Jupiter back into Pisces. We know that Jupiter's stints in Pisces, there was one in the middle of 2021, there was one at the end of 2021 and the first half of 2022. Both of those Jupiter and Pisces periods saw Bitcoin have massive sell-offs. And now this last 24 hours, Bitcoin looks to be heading down again. I'm wondering about how this Jupiter and Pisces period, November, December, October, November, December, will impact the markets, particularly Bitcoin. And then we also have, for example, news out of the UK from an hour ago, UK slipping toward recession, puts pressure on the next prime minister. Of course, there's 2 quarters of negative GDP growth in America, which is the technical definition of recession. So if these markets teeter, are we heading towards some kind of recession? I'm watching this as a major story. You see here, what kind of impact will inflation have on midterm elections? And this is that final point. Remember, we have one more pass of the America's Pluto return. It's in December. It's the last, third and final hit of Pluto, where it was when America was declared independent in 1776. Those midterm elections are going to be a major component of this final move, or this final Pluto return. And of course, we have an economic component mixing with those midterm elections. So just a few other things on my radar. I wanted to include it here in this sort of unorthodox vlog style video for you. So the last thing, just to get excited about, the Mars-Saturn square is almost finished. Just another few hours, Mars enters Gemini. It's not squaring Saturn anymore by sign or by degree or anything like that. And we are now activating the mutable Martial fall. Get ready to have ideas, debates, maybe acrimony around thoughts or words. You might want to sharpen your tongue and your debating skills, and get ready for Mars and Gemini. We're about to be here, and now we're settling into the energy that will be the rest of 2022, Mars and Gemini, Saturn in Aquarius. And that's a major, major air trine between the malefics that defines the rest of the year.